welcome. You're watching Reporter's Take on Moneycontrol. I'm Sakshi Batra, and here's wishing all of our viewers a fabulous year 2020. Joining me today is Vandana Ramnani, my colleague, who's here to share with us a review and a flashback of the real estate sector in the year that's gone by, in the year 2019, and also to share with us an outlook for 2020. Thanks a lot, Vandana, for joining in, and a happy new year to you too. Thank you so much. Also, I wanted to understand, first up, is that the year 2019 is being seen as a year of recuperation for the real estate sector. There were also some landmark changes that were introduced in terms of regulations for the sector. Could you begin by telling us or summing up these game-changing decisions that were taken for the realty sector in 2019?
So Sakshi, let me start by telling you about how the year 2019 began. So it began with the GST Council deciding to reduce GST rates for affordable housing to 1% and to under construction housing to 5%. That's how the year started, and that was followed by several other decisions, such as you had the subvention schemes being banned by the National Housing Bank after it received several complaints of fraud.
Right.
And then you also had the government announcing an additional rupees 20,000 crore liquidity support to struggling housing finance companies. So these were the three
major decisions that were taken. Could you also take us through some specific decisions that were in favor of the home buyers in 2019?
So the year 2019 saw RBI reducing repo rates by almost 135 BPS, which obviously benefited several home buyers.
Lowering the interest rates.
Exactly, lowering the EMIs. And we also saw the most important rupees 25,000 crore stress fund being announced by the government to help stuck projects.
Right.
Yeah, and we also saw home buyers receiving a further tax deduction of 3.5 lakh on interest paid on housing loan if it's your first property.
Right, right. So, and that is up to 45 lakh rupees that you can buy.
That's
All right. And when we look forward to the year 2020 that we are in already, if you could help us understand, especially for the real estate sector and the residential sector in that, what is it that we can look out?
So this year, most important obviously is the rupees 25,000 crore stressed asset fund. Now that should be given priority. We should see it rolling out, and that may see a lot of stuck projects actually seeing completion.
Right.
And we may also see construction work beginning on the stuck Amrapali and JP projects.
Yes, and landmark decisions were taken in these cases by the Supreme Court as well.
Exactly. They've only taken a decision with regard to Amrapali. The order has already been passed, and hopefully the order for JP would be passed soon by NCLT.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we can actually hope that the residences will actually get completed and the home buyers will be able to get their homes.
As far as prices are concerned, home buyers shouldn't expect too much appreciation, because prices all along 2019 have remained stagnant, as we all know. And that's also because builders are not very keen to increase prices, because some of them do have a lot of unsold inventory.
Right, right.
Yeah, so. And there was a report which said that the gap between ready to move in and under construction houses, the price gap, has almost been reduced by half. So that's also one of the reasons why prices will not increase substantially. Yeah.
All right, so the prices may actually remain as they are in the year 2019 as well. Now let's actually come to the commercial sector. That has been a relatively better performing sector in the real estate sector as well. So for 2020, what can we expect there?
So we saw the first REITs getting launched by Embassy Parks last year, and which has performed phenomenally well. We've got about 40% is what the growth has been, and this year again we may see more REITs getting launched, and there is already talk of K. Raheja Corp's Mindspace Business Park getting its REITs listed. These are only reports that we've received, and yes, so warehousing is will find favor like
Okay,
it did
okay.
last year, and so will co-working, and co-living is also expected to do. So the sunshine sectors, as we call them, are expected to do well in 2020.
All right. Thanks a lot, then, Vandana, for sharing these insights and details on the real estate sector, the outlook on the real estate sector for the year 2020. Well, as we actually see the year 2019, that was being seen as a year of recovery and recuperation for the real estate sector. We do hope that the regulatory changes that have been introduced and the landmark changes that have been introduced in 2019 will actually bear fruit in 2020, thereby helping the home buyers and the sector alike. Thanks a lot for joining us in this edition of Reporters Take, and do stay logged on to moneycontrol.com for more news and updates.